Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Dr. Dana.
I'm Laura.
And this is Business Besties in Branson. And I'm so excited this morning. We have someone that I've not met yet.
Yep.
So I'm excited to meet you. Judy, right?
Yes.
Judy, it's just great even walking in this morning and just talking to you and just hearing like, oh, you have a life and things that you do. And then like, wow, you're a woman business owner. Hey, us too. So I'm excited that you're here with us this morning. I know that you're going to teach us some new things and tell us all about your business. Would you introduce yourself?
I'm Judy with R&J Handyman Services.
Fantastic. Well, Judy came in a few weeks ago, and she's like, hey, I met Berta. And Berta was on our show.
Yes.
And she told me to come up here and talk to you guys. I'm like, yes, come and be on the podcast, please.
Absolutely.
Well, because we love having women who are in different industries, and she works with her husband too. So it's a whole nother dynamic. we already understand.
Right.
We do.
Feel your pain.
That's right. So tell us a little bit about what your business does here in the area.
Anything and everything.
Okay.
You can do something as small as gardening to building your own house.
Oh,
Wow.
No kidding.
Yes.
Oh, man. Hey, I actually...
I didn't know that.
I have a garden that needs to be done. Semi-done.
Right.
I mean, like, it doesn't exist
I
yet.
kill plants, so I can't help you with it.
So how did you start that?
Actually, my husband's been doing construction since he was 13.
Oh, okay.
And he and I both worked for other people for years.
Mm-hmm.
And the last job my husband had, he got messed over by his boss. And my nephew's like, hey, why don't you just start your own business? He says, you know how to do everything. And that's where we went. I talked to him and I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. How long have you been in business now?
About a year. We're still really new.
Well, that's okay. Everybody starts somewhere, and a new business is especially hard. I mean, how do you advertise?
Facebook, we're on Angie's list.
Nice.
And shirts in our truck.
Okay, perfect. Well, the truck right there. I mean, because when you see people driving around and have their advertising, it's like, I notice that because it's like if I need someone to do something and I see a handyman, I'm going to be like, oh, this is who I need to call. Because I don't have big construction projects, but if I've got things I need done, that's who I'm going to contact. Fantastic. So,
because I think my honey-do list is getting kind of long, right? Yeah. So I could just call you and like, hey, we need these things done in the house.
Yes. And we try to work with everybody. We don't price to make a lot of money.
Okay.
We do, we want to make a little bit. We're not doing this to get rich.
Right.
We're doing this to make a living.
Right.
Keep a roof over our head. So if our price is too high, we will sit there and talk to you and work with you and bring it down.
Well, that's hard to do nowadays because cost of materials, and probably when you're talking with people who've not had work done in a while, they don't realize the cost of materials.
Right. And with us, though, is you buy the materials, we do the work. We only charge you for our labor.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
Okay.
Well, that's a great way to work around that.
Right.
Absolutely.
And we don't charge by the hour.
Okay.
We just give you a solid bid.
Okay.
And our bids are always free.
Okay.
You go anywhere, we'll give you the bid, and we'll give you a couple days, and then we'll check back with you. If you are not interested in us, then that's fine.
Nice.
If you want to see if we can work with you, we will.
Fantastic. So on your Facebook, do you just like take pictures of every project you do so you can build a portfolio?
Yes.
That's a great idea. Do you do Instagram?
I do not.
Okay, because Instagram, you should do that. They tie together with Facebook. So if you have an Instagram, you could actually you post to Instagram first and then it goes to Facebook?
You can post to Instagram and it'll automatically go to Facebook. So then you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. You're doing all the work ready for one of them, and then it actually goes to two of them. So,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's an option.
Yeah.
Something to think about as you get started.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, not only that, but you guys would, I'm sitting here thinking like, the reels are so popular. You guys actually have a lot. You probably don't realize it. Like you could do everything from setting up your camera in the car. Hey, we're on our way to Lowe's today. We're going to pick up some blah, 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 blah. We're going to go do this today. And I love those videos. Like I actually watch them because I'm like, oh, what are they doing? What are they picking up? And then they, show projects, and they'll even have part 1, part 2, part 3. I will literally go back and find them so I can watch their part 2 and part 3 of projects.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, you talk about a great way to get people watching, and then they're going to subscribe to you because they're going to be like, oh, what are they doing today? What are they doing today? What are they doing today?
Right.
And they like seeing that. Plus the dynamic of being husband and wife.
Right.
It's a whole new dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have y'all been in the Branson area?
25 years off and on. We did move to Florida for 7 years, but came back.
I love that because
I think I might stay in Florida. It's nice and warm there,
oh no,
right?
no,
Well,
I
you
come
can't
back.
make a living there.
Oh, no, you can't?
It's too expensive.
Yeah.
It's-
Well, I guess
yeah.
that's true.
And it's hot and muggy.
I'm okay
Right.
with hot. I like hot.
Oh,
Sit out on the boat and have the sun beat down on my face.
oh no, not me.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Anyway, okay, so you guys can stay in Branson.
We'll stay in Branson
Right.
and we're Branson. You go. I guess you can go live with all the old retirees down there in Miami.
Well, I'm getting old, so I might fit right in, you know? Hey, old people, here I am. They'd say, oh, you're a little late. You're looking way old.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. So have you done construction yourself?
I have not.
Okay.
I've always been the customer service.
Okay.
So I'm more of the PR. I go and help make the bid,
Mm-hmm.
talk to the customer,
Mm-hmm.
try to get more jobs out of them.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
I'm just a good people person.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been that way. I've been in customer service my whole life.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So I let him do the hard work
Mm-hmm.
and I do the footwork.
Excellent. So do you ever get sucked into having to help him with projects?
I have. I've helped him power wash a whole couple decks and restain it.
Oh, wow.
If I can actually do it, I'm going to get in there and help.
Yeah. Well, also, I think it's kind of fun sometimes to do those projects because there's a thing about finishing and you're like, ooh,
Right.
look what I just did. I mean,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Wow.
that's true.
So if I can help, I will definitely be in there and helping. But a lot of the harder jobs, him and my nephew go do it, and I do the PR and stay home and do all the documents and all that on the computer.
There you go.
Because that takes time.
Yes.
Yes. And he couldn't do what he does without you doing what you do.
Right.
Right,
Yeah. I
right.
answer all the phone calls. I do all
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, we often think about that, in our business, because sometimes I think, well, nobody really wants to talk to me. But if they don't talk to me, if I don't talk to them first, they can't get to the chef,
Right.
So in the same way that, people need to talk to you first
Yes.
in order to get what they need. Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. So, like with your customers, how do you approach somebody? Like, do you go out and actually seek business or do you wait for it to come to you?
We've been using Angie's List.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, you said that. I was going to ask, how does that work?
They will send you a lead. You pay so much for it. Call that customer, and you go from there. I always call, introduce myself and the business, and tell them that I'm interested in coming to meet with them and giving them a free estimate on what it would cost to do the job.
Excellent. Do you get a lot of referrals from Angie's List?
We do. I've actually had to pause it because word of mouth. Knock on wood, we've gotten a couple of words of mouth, so we're a little busy right now.
Busy is good.
I
Yes.
love it.
Busy is good.
When you start getting word of mouth advertising, that's your best advertising.
Yes.
That's great.
So on Angie's List, because I've never used it before, do you pay first or do you pay if the referral follows through?
No, you have to keep an eye on Angie's List because they'll just keep sending you lead after lead after lead.
Okay.
And then every Friday they take that money out of your account,
Oh, wow.
whether
So
you get the job or not.
oh,
So I
that's
like
good
to try
know.
to pause it. I don't want to get to where I can't pay.
Well,
Right,
sure.
right.
Absolutely.
So I'll take one or two leads and then I'll pause it. And if I don't get those jobs, then I can, unpause it and try to get a couple more.
Okay, that makes sense. And do you find that it's a reasonable fee that they charge?
Not all the time.
Oh.
I mean, it can cost me $50 a lead.
Holy cow!
You've got to be
Yes.
joking.
No.
What do they base that on?
The amount of work needing done.
Okay.
They're thinking that, well, if they need all this done, you're going to get a high bid.
Oh,
That doesn't always work out.
That's true.
No.
That is true. Wow.
Holy cow.
That's why we were trying to get our word of mouth out and get us out there so I can stop using them.
Oh, absolutely. That is crazy. Yeah, because
I
you
had
could have
no
someone
idea.
go, hey, I need a bid to build a house. And then you talk to them and they're like, no, actually, all we need is this.
Yeah, exactly. And that's happened before.
Oh, yeah. I
Wow.
wouldn't have realized.
No,
I mean,
and-
yeah.
I wouldn't
And
have
can you
known.
go back to Angie's List and they initially said they want a whole house built, but by the time I got the final draft, it was like we're just building a deck for them.
The thing with that is yeah, they'll they'll refund you that money,
Uh-huh.
but you have to have a really good reason.
Wow.
And if you don't have enough credit, they won't give you the money back. They'll say you'll have to wait until you get credits built up.
Oh my gosh.
It sounds like another hoop to jump through for small businesses.
Yes.
You know, how
Right.
frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, how
that's
frustrating.
really a high fee.
Well, and I'm
Ooh.
thinking like every business or every group of businesses have something like that. We have a program called Take a Chef. It's like another platform, and they send us referrals, but they don't charge us just for the referrals. They charge us only if we actually get that job.
Yeah, this is
So-
not the way with Angie's. You get
Wow.
charged no matter what.
Wow.
That is just crazy. There's got to be a better way.
There is. I'm trying.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. I just can't even. I mean,
But that's
you
good
think
to know, though.
Yeah, it is good to know.
yeah.
And yeah, for anybody listening, if they didn't know, I mean,
Right.
you could have quite a shock at the end of the week.
Yeah. If you don't pause your leads, you're going to be, your bank account's going to be sorry at the end of the week.
Wow.
Wow, I had literally no idea.
Well, and then also something to learn, like for other people, like don't go to Angie's List first. Sure, they can advertise everywhere. That's because they're taking everybody's money, right?
Sure.
But go look local. Contact
Sure.
your Chamber of Commerce people. Like look on Facebook, find somebody local. Listen to word of mouth. That can help a small business owner.
Oh, absolutely. Are
Far
you in the
faster.
Hollister Chamber?
I don't believe so.
Oh, you need to get in there.
Okay.
It's $250 a year, but the exposure you get is amazing.
Okay.
It really is.
It is, and they give you two. What do they call them? MSAs. What does that mean?
member service announcements.
Okay, so like they send out twice a year. You get to make your own announcement, and they send it to every single member. Hundreds of people will get your announcement, whatever you want to advertise or anything like that. That alone is.
It's worth
Huge,
that.
yeah,
that money.
huge.
Absolutely.
But they have luncheons every week, and so you get to go and actually mingle and talk to people. And our goal was go every month
Every
to
month.
the.
Right.
Okay, we've done one.
Well,
But we're
it's
doing
only
this
April,
month.
and we're
I
doing
know,
this
and
month.
we're doing
so
this month. But
January, February, March, April. So that's 4. So
Yeah.
2 out of 4, 50%.
Okay, we're doing 50% so
That's
far.
good.
But the reality is that when you go consistently like that, you're meeting the same people, and it's like you're keeping your face in front of people, and
Right.
they see you, they know who you are, and it is great networking to just
It really
get your
is.
name out there and people to meet you and things like that. So, $250. I don't.
I think it's worth
It
it.
is
for
worth
sure.
it because like any advertising that you do, you're going to spend over $250. So it's like, yeah, that's a good investment.
Yes.
So I've always encouraged people to do the Hollister, way more than the Branson, just because Branson's geared more towards tourist
Correct.
businesses.
However, just a tag, I need tourists. That's what my job has. So
Yeah.
I'm with the Branson Chamber as well because tourist is, that's my business. So I think that as a business, you have to look at your business and what's best for you. Every city around us has a chamber of commerce.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say, well, Hollister's where I want to be, then go with Hollister. Or maybe Forsyth or Table Rock Lake or, they all have.
Yeah, Forsyth's only $100 to join their chamber, and they do the same thing. They have lunches every single month, so you can go meet all these local people, same people, and their lunches are actually a lot cheaper.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they
I
are.
didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I think because what is it to do the chamber lunches? Is it like $20?
Yeah, $15 or $20.
Yeah,
Yeah, somewhere in there.
but it's at Keeter Center.
Right.
The food is
The Hollister
fantastic.
one.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yes. So, but great way to advertise.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Angie's List. I'm glad to know you're the first person who's told us about Angie's List, and
You
I
are.
would have not.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I just think about Google and you get leads, but it's like you set the price.
Right.
Right.
So
And you have your Google set up, right? So if somebody was searching for handyman,
We are working on that as
Okay.
of right now.
okay.
Yeah.
If you need help, let us know because I know all of that can be challenging.
Right,
Yes,
right.
yes. And we do know because we've
Yeah.
started ours from the beginning and then worked to where we are now. So we do understand it can be frustrating.
Right.
It's a lot. I think it's a lot to do all of that. So please let us help you because the Google is huge as far
Google
as
is
getting leads. I mean, you can get yourself real fast. So you can put pictures of all your projects on Google and you'll probably get more people off of Google than you will Facebook.
Okay.
Because people are going to go to Google, hey, I need a handyman. And then your business is going to come up, and you can have pictures of all your different projects in there. And then as people leave your reviews, you get to answer those reviews and talk about whatever you want to talk about. Like, hey, thank you for that review. Here's what we did for them. And you can just, and people, I read them.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I read all of that
Yes.
stuff.
I do have like reviews on Angie's as well.
Oh,
that's great.
excellent.
We are at a 4.9 star.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, that's probably why you're getting so many leads from
Right.
Angie's, because you have a great rating.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, shoot. I just can't imagine why they would charge. That it just seems like such a backwards way of doing things.
Right. Well, they charge the people that want the lead or want the job done, and then they charge the person that's getting the lead.
Oh,
So they're
So we're
getting
in
a
the wrong
two-way-
business. We
they're
need to be
getting
the
a two-way
middleman
street.
somehow.
that is, wow, I
crazy.
had no idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that
Okay.
is crazy.
Well, not only
Interesting.
that, but if you put down you want a whole house, you're paying a bigger fee than if you just say what you really want.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, well, that's good to know if you go to Angie's list.
Right. If I go to Angie's list, I'm going to be like, hey, I need you to come plant a tree in my house. And then when you get there, like, you building this thing. Right? Is that an option? So then you're like, oh, yeah, I only had to pay like $15 to Angie's list, but I got my whole house built.
Right.
Right.
Oh, my gosh, that's awesome.
Look at that, like something we didn't even know. So I'm interested. You're working with your husband. How long
Yes.
have you been married?
15 years.
Okay. All right. Then that's long enough to know, like, we love each other and we hate each other, right?
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yes.
What do you love about working with him?
We get along very well.
Good.
We very rarely ever fight. I just being around him, I guess.
Yeah.
I've been around him for so long that when he's not home, I'm like, what to do?
Aw.
You know. But we click, we get along, and it's just nice.
Oh.
You'd think after 15 years you'd want to say, just go away.
Right.
And there are times I'd rather just be away,
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
but I just love being around him.
Oh,
I honestly do.
that is so cool.
That is
Yeah.
really good. Now I feel
Yeah.
kind of bad about the things I've said.
I
About my husband.
learn a lot. I do learn a lot from him.
I'll
so
bet you do. Well, I bet he learns a lot from you, too.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because you're doing things in that business, like Dana said, that he's not doing.
Right.
So he's going to be learning from you as well.
Right. And he's a great guy. He's not a customer service. He's very nice. He will talk to you, but he'd rather just do the job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's not a talker.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, it is
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, my husband's the same way. He's like, let me get in the kitchen. I'll cook you a great meal. But I'm not sure I want to have a conversation beforehand. Right.
Right. That's the way
So-
my husband is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's taken some time that I have to train, like, people want to talk to the chef. Hey, people want to do this, so I bet you're the same way. Like,
Yeah.
hey, people want to talk to the guy who's going to be at their house working every day. Like,
Yeah, I tell him he
smile
does.
and-
He smiles and he will tell him, and he'll sit there and he'll tell you exactly what needs to be done and how he's going to do it.
That's awesome.
And then, he'll even stop and say, hey, come look and see this is the way you want it.
That's good.
And if he does something you don't want, we're not going to charge you. We're going to go back and fix it the way you want it done.
Nice.
That's fantastic.
We always
Yeah,
want
it
to make
is.
sure the customer's happy.
Oh,
That is awesome.
that's fantastic. Hey, I do like your T-shirts. Where did you get them made?
Ozark T-shirt company. It's just like on 76 where all those statues are.
Oh, you're kidding. They made it for you?
Yes, I went in and told him what I wanted, and he does all my shirts.
Where is this again?
Like over by Outback?
No,
No?
on 76.
Okay.
There's the church, and then the statues of all the army guys.
Oh.
He's right there in that complex.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Army
Made in the USA is over there as well.
I believe so.
Yeah. So right past the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah,
Okay.
At the
right in
beginning of
that-
76.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's really good to know because we have people asking us about T-shirts, and your T-shirts are very nice. And I'm like, where'd you
He
get
is
them done?
great. He is great. He
Okay.
works with you. These even glow in the dark.
Oh wow.
The
Oh my
words,
gosh.
The words do, yeah.
How
Holy
cool is
cow!
that?
Well, I'm really glad to know that because not only that, we need T-shirts.
I was thinking that too. We need some T-shirts, but I didn't know where to go. And of course, you can order them online, but who knows what they're going to look like
Exactly.
when you get them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's the one that, he took our card that we already had
right?
and he just altered it to where he could, actually make them for us.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's
And, yeah,
fantastic.
and we won't go anywhere else.
Well, that's really good to know. See, another
I know.
Another local thing, like, okay,
is.
shop local. And,
Right.
I'd rather get my T-shirts locally as well.
Yeah.
So, and then you're right, because you probably are walking through Walmart wearing your T-shirt and people will stop you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wear, we wear them not all the time, but try to wear them as much as possible.
And you can carry business cards with you everywhere, I'm sure.
Yes, in my purse, on the truck.
Yes, let me give you a business card.
Yes.
Well, I'm really glad that your business is growing word of mouth, because that is going to be your best advertising.
Right.
And golly, before you know it, you guys are going to hire people to help you with things, because you're going to grow.
I hope so. I hope it gets to that point.
Oh, you will. I mean, handyman services
Absolutely.
are hard to come by. I mean, they are, because especially in a town like Branson, anybody who's doing any kind of services usually are working on the big motels or the theaters, or they're doing commercial stuff.
Right.
And so to find things for home is actually hard.
Right.
So
And somebody with a 4.9 stars,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Right. I'm sure we could find many, right? But they don't have that rating
Right.
or that recommendation.
Right. Right. But don't price yourself too low. You guys are still worth what you're worth. And you need to do more than just make a living, because you want a vacation someday.
It would be nice.
Yes.
I don't see it, but it would be nice.
Yes, and you need to save for retirement and things of that nature. And your value is in the work that you do.
Yes, ma'am.
So that itself, it's like, I'll tell you what, I will pay twice somebody if they do the best job than I would pay someone just to get the job done.
Correct.
Because if it's done right, and I don't have to pay someone else to come back and fix that job, absolutely.
Yeah, that
And there's
makes
a lot
huge
of that
difference.
going on.
Oh, there is.
We've done quite a few bids where they say the guys come, done half the job, got half the money, and just took off. They haven't seen them since.
Oh, shoot.
I hear that
And
more
we go,
than
and we go fix it.
Wow. Well, then, yeah, these are the things that you need to be advertising. We fix what the other people leave behind.
Right.
Seriously.
Right.
But definitely let us help you with that Google, because
Okay.
that is going to be fantastic for you. I mean, my gosh, even just putting pictures like first person had somebody come and do this, we had to redo it. All that on Google is huge, because
Okay.
if people know you are having to do what other people didn't do right, they're going to come to you first.
Right.
Like,
That's
oh,
true.
they're fixing.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing, and you're automatically going to build trust.
And Google is the number one search engine. So,
Of
if I
course.
needed a handyman, I'm just going to Google handyman. So I
Right.
find it. And it's free. Like there's no cost to that.
Yeah.
So that makes it even better.
I know.
Right? Like you don't have to pay Google anything. You can buy ads, of course, with any platform. You can give them money. I don't.
I don't.
No.
Right.
No.
We're cheap.
We're so cheap. I don't know. Is it cheap or broke? I'm not sure which one it is.
I don't know. I hate paying big companies little money because,
Right.
for me, if I fork out $500 to Google, they don't care, but that's huge money for me. And I don't know that I'm going to get that return on that. So for me, I just don't do it. I do lots of things organically, and it just takes time and time and time.
Right.
But it works. It does work.
So I have to ask you, as a woman, when your husband came back and said he wanted to do a business, how did that make you feel?
I'm honestly the one that pushed it.
No kidding.
Yes.
Okay.
When my nephew mentioned it,
Yeah.
and he told me, I was like, yeah, I think we should do it.
Excellent.
But,
Wow.
yeah, I'm the one that told him I think he needs to go ahead and just set out on his own.
That's fantastic.
And then how did you know how to take step one? Like,
Honestly, I got to give credit to my nephew.
okay.
He's been behind us 100%.
Wow.
He's the one that showed us. He's the one that helped us get started.
Okay.
That's great. So
Yes.
what did you just do? Did you take an ad in the paper? Did you just
Actually, they're out of business now,
okay?
but it was called Craft Jack.
Okay.
And that's how my nephew got started. He is also a handyman.
Okay.
But he told us, go on here. It's $500. It was $500 to start, but you got $500 worth of leads,
No
Oh.
kidding.
and that's how we got started. We got on there, got our first job, and it just went from there.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, then you had an easier start than most people.
Yes.
I would say yes.
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 Because I think for a lot of people, women starting businesses, like okay, we have this idea, we want to do it. How do we actually get the
Right.
momentum to do it? How do we get our name out there? How do we do that? So to have a platform is
Yeah.
huge.
Yes.
And to have somebody to walk you through step by step by step. So that mentor, like you said, your nephew
Yes.
is huge. Like we don't get places without having somebody to help us, to pull us along, to show
Right.
us the ropes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And for him to be a handyman, right? And say, yeah, come into my business. Now you're my competition.
Well, we don't do it that way.
Okay.
If we both get we get a big job,
Right.
we work together.
That's awesome.
That is great.
We do small jobs on our own,
Right.
but any big job, we combine. They both go out and do it together.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because again, you're building your business because you can do small jobs. And look at this, we did these bigger jobs too.
Correct.
So you don't limit yourself.
No.
That's
And
fantastic.
as you start networking, you'll run into other handymen, and then now let's all three of us work together on a job. Or what I found is that we get so busy that I can't do all the jobs that come in. So then I refer them out to other chefs, So you'll
Right.
be like, hey, I've got a job that you can do. And if you get it, you can pay me money. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then
Yeah.
you can make money on those referrals as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Set up a commission thing, and you could, exactly. You network with other people and say, hey, I'll pay you so much percentage if you bring me a job, if you do the same with me. Network, and you guys could be making money off of each other because there's too much business. Not everybody can do all the business.
Correct.
But you're going to reach people that they're not.
Right.
So I love that idea.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah, I do too. So is there any other networking groups? Like there's one that meets at the summit.
Yeah, they meet at Summit. There's several networking groups here in the area. Some of them are free. Some of them, cost like $100 a month. But it is a great way for you to get involved with other people in the community, and to get your name out, which is exactly what you want to do.
Right.
That networking Navy.
Right.
That's a great one. And for us, the downfall is they meet every week. So you meet every week one day a week in the morning, and you talk to each other, you refer each other. But on the flip side, if you have that time and you're new in your business, it is a great way to get your name out, because what they do is they're going to refer people to you, and you will get business over and over and over and over again from these people. It really is.
It is
a great networking tool. For us, it's kind of hard because like with Dana's service, they're doing more tourism. So they're, how do you refer someone locally when you don't have a local type business?
Right.
So, and us, we just don't do it because one, there's not a time. We're very limited with our employees and us. And second, we're the only gun store in town.
Right.
So they come here.
It's like people just come here. So
And Chef Jeff and I did do one for a whole year where we were there every Tuesday morning, which is actually how this,
that's how this got started.
We would meet, and then I'm like, we should just do a podcast. And Jeff meets over here at 8:00, and they don't need both of us, so why don't I just come over here and we'll talk? So, that's how that started. And then we built our own network of people just like you, because we're like, come in and talk to us.
Right.
Because we want to learn from you.
Yeah.
And we already have learned.
I know. I've already learned.
It cracks me up. Like, what are we going to learn? What's new? Have we learned everything?
Time we learn something.
Every time.
Every time. I would have never known about Angela's the Craft Jack. That's huge for anybody who needs any kind of a starter. I mean, I've never even heard of it. So right there, you've given people two different ideas of how to build a business.
Yes.
So look at you. And she's so nervous to start with, and you look much more relaxed now. So you feel better?
I do.
Okay, good. Well, is there any advice you want to give to any women who are thinking about starting a business?
Just do it. My mom always said tie a rope in it at the end and just, stay afloat.
Stay afloat.
Yeah. You put it in God's hands.
There you go.
And that's what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
And just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you fail, just get back up.
Yeah. Well, you fall a lot when you have your own business.
Yes.
There is so much to learn. And then the more you learn, then you're like, God, I'm stupid. There's way too much to learn.
Right.
I know.
Right.
I say that too. That's what I was just saying this morning, that my expectations are like way up here, and what I can get done is here, and then I have no time at all. So
I know.
to get any of those things done. So it does get frustrating. But now I know exactly how you got here, because if you've given it to God, He's the one leading our businesses. So
That's right.
He's like, hey girl, go over there and talk to these girls. 'Cause
There you go. Yeah. And I don't know where any of this is going to lead. I mean,
I don't either, except for that just knowing that God's behind our jobs and behind our businesses, then we're going to succeed no matter what.
Yeah.
We'll have little dips that are failure, that we feel like failure, that I'm out, I'm leaving, that's it, and then come back and, you want me to cook you some food?
Yeah. Pick yourself up and dust off.
Right.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Keep going.
Yes.
Just do it. I like that. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's the only way I can think about it. We've been putting it off for so long.
Mm-hmm.
We just did it.
Yeah.
We just decided to, tie a rope in it, and
do it.
here we are.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, Judy, I'm really glad that Berta told you to come up here and meet us, because it's been really nice getting to know you, and I'm really excited to watch your journey as your business grows.
Thank you.
So we'll have to have you come back in a year and
I was
say,
just about to say, you're going to have to come back.
and then you'd
talk
say,
to us.
here's what's happened in the last year. And I love hearing that kind of stuff. Like, okay,
Me too.
how have you grown? What have you done different? What have you learned? Like, please tell us so we can learn too.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, of course. And I hope you have a great afternoon.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.